Hi, my name is Aaron Clegg, and I'm going to be teaching you guys today about advanced persistent threats, otherwise known as APTs. So, what do we have on the agenda today? So, first, we are going to go over what an APT is, and we are going to give an example of an APT, and then we will have a wrap up and time for questions after. So, what are advanced persistent threats? Um, in order for me to tell you and give you an example, we have to first define what an APT is. So, APTs are defined by our textbook as a perpetual and advanced cyber attack campaign that can gain access to a system, remain inside it, and extract important data and information. Consequences of an APT attack can be crippling to an organization, resulting in things like property theft, sensitive information being exposed, database changes, and possible full infrastructure takeover. So, what is an example of an APT? So, Stuxnet is a good example of an APT. So, what is Stuxnet? Stuxnet is a computer worm that was designed by US and Israeli intelligence that's purpose was to derail or at least delay the Iranian nuclear weapon development program. Stuxnet was used to destroy the centrifuges that Iran was using to enrich uranium as part of its nuclear program. So, what is the purpose of Stuxnet? Well, when Stuxnet infects a computer, it checks to see if that computer is connected to specific models of programmable logic controllers, otherwise known as PLCs. In this case, it was PLCs that were manufactured by Siemens. If no PLCs are detected, the worm does nothing. If they are, Stuxnet then is able to alter those PLCs programming, and in the case of the Iranian nuclear facility, this directly resulted in the centrifuges being spun irregularly, damaging them and or destroying them in the process. Now, given the impact of this event, experts say that this attack set back the Iranian nuclear program by over 2 years. So that's a really big impact from just one thing. But now that we've given and defined an example of what an APT is, how can APTs be mitigated or prevented? Well, in order to mitigate or prevent APT attacks, we can follow the rules of the Essential Eight, which are 8 techniques that can be used to prevent APT attacks. Those being applications whitelisting, which prevents the execution of malicious software and code. Applications patching, which can update the applications on the systems to remove the latest vulnerabilities and issues. User application hardening, which can assist with disabling unneeded or extra features from a specific application, which can represent a quote unquote door for an APT. Um, Disabling untrusted Microsoft Office macros, so making sure that only verified, trusted macros with limitations or those that have been signed off by a trusted authority are the only ones that are being allowed. Operating systems patching, which assists in keeping systems, machines, and network devices up to date. Restricting administrative privileges and rights, which protects the admin account and revalidates the need for rights and privileges frequently. Implementing multi-factor authentication for all remote control protocols when a user, especially when a user wants to perform an important action um, or access a critical asset, and implementing a backup policy for backups to make sure that backups are done daily and every time a change occurs within the organization's internal information infrastructure. Now, following these remediation tactics may not stop an attack, but they can certainly reduce the risk of potential attack or of an attack happening. So now that we've covered everything, we went over what an APT is, we defined it, we provided an example, which was Stuxnet, and then we went over what would be some good solutions to attempt to remediate those, being the rules of the Essential Eight. Um, if you do have any questions, feel free to leave them below. I will try and answer them to the best of my ability. These are the references that I have for this presentation, so the websites that I pulled all of this information from. But that concludes this presentation, so I appreciate y'all watching.